Daniel's stream is a regular Sunday evening pastime for so many of us. We have basked in his personality for the past few hours, listening to him talking about nothing much in particular. Am I going to be talking about anything much? Well, it depends on what the chat says. I think my best stuff I have done this morning on my Telegram, and the purpose of this stream really is to kind of advertise my Telegram group, because I think I should develop it. I'll be treating it like Twitter. I'm back on Twitter actually, but I don't want to get too into it in case I get into trouble again. So this is okay. I'm gonna change the title. Not that it matters. And I will be streaming with Tiffany a bit later, around 23 hours GMT. My Telegram group will be a little different. I don't know, can I market another aspect of my personality or something? I don't know. I mean, I thought I'd make the Telegram group a bit more, well, maybe less political, more personal. I'm not sure that I've thought through the marketing strategy yet. So, I don't know. Maybe it won't work, maybe I'll just abandon it. Because at the moment it's only got 24 people, so it's hardly worth coming to. And I know previously I just basically repeated what I posted on YouTube and my blogs on Telegram, and I suppose that the necessary thing to do with different kinds of social media platforms is that you craft your content according to the social media platform involved, and instead of just posting a link that you post on all your links and then you just get bored with it, and of course people get bored with it too. So I'm going to be trying to develop my Telegram group, because Facebook is so censorious that you can hardly say anything with before you are in Facebook jail again. And maybe I will have a different kind of response on Telegram. Why are you surprised, Stephen, that I have Telegram? I just haven't done anything much with it. So, but I think different forms of social media attract a different kind of content, and maybe I should post more frequently, but shorter comments. Particularly when I want to post stuff on Facebook and I can't because I'm in Facebook jail, and Gab is so, well, it is Siberia, isn't it? What do you mean, Stephen James? Don't go dropping links to your Telegram and other Telegram groups. Is that... Oh, you mean the owner of the Telegram group in question banned him because they didn't want the competition? Is that what you mean? Well, I don't do that. In fact, I haven't done anything very much in Telegram at all. So I thought it's something to explore since Facebook is so restrictive. Do you use Telegram much, Stephen James? And the thing about Daniel is that, you know, I guess he's fun to tease because he's so excitable and predictable and he can't control his emotions. But there's something a little depressing about the whole thing. Oh, right, Telegram banned this account for spam. Well, I suppose, different social media platforms have different rules for interaction, and I guess some places are. Yeah, I guess you find out what the rules are in your different groups. They are, obviously, mini communities. I haven't found my own community on Gab. There's just something very unattractive about it. But obviously, I do see people that I know elsewhere on there, and it's like me. I never go there. It's a kind of, I guess, a kind of archive of what I say. Because I know I won't get into trouble. And because nobody reads it anyway. And well, I guess today was nice. Somebody popped up on Discord to say, "Oh, you haven't been around in, Discord lately," and it's nice to know that people care and notice that when I'm gone. And I guess certain forms of social media invite you to express yourself in a particular way, and even different modes of expression in YouTube. People get really vicious when they post in the chat, and I think it's something to do with the well, you can't really waste your characters, can you? So you concentrate. Getter is Magapedes. I don't think I can make myself join Getter because I don't know. I don't like the sound of it. And if only Facebook weren't so restrictive, then it would be fine to use. I quite like using it because it's so flexible in that you can access a whole range of media, videos, and posts of different lengths. But yeah, I'm back on Twitter. But I haven't really posted much. And I haven't really all that much to say now. Because I guess I'm a little tired. And I should have a little rest before I talk to Tiffany. Facebook is AIDS. Well, it's kind of the first social media platform that I got big on, I guess. So I have a residual affection for it. It's like your first ever playground. Yeah, it's turned into something really, really terrible now. I got disabled for posting for a week because I said that the British are the fall guys of the Americans. It's like, what? Is it really that offensive? Or the algos are, kicking into overdrive? And yes, I noticed on YouTube, it was YouTube, when I was talking about, well, I just said a retired American prostitute. And that comment wouldn't post. And I tried again and it failed. Dr. Mengele, it'd be quite fun to find you on Facebook if only I knew who you were. So I guess I can talk about Daniel and his bugging with Tiffany. It's very depressing for women, you know, to see the very low quality of masculinity on display in these particular circles. I mean, I know we are bumping along at the bottom, but I think you men really need to sort yourselves out. I mean, okay, you may not, you know, you think very well of women, but it's really poor quality, you know, that men can't control their emotions, they can't express themselves properly, they're so incorrigibly beta, and I think that is a real problem with your women, you know, with their votes and things. You know, they like you and won't vote for your interests because they don't share the same homes as you, and I know you're not interested in marrying your women, and that is basically the problem. That's what I've been saying to somebody earlier today. And, you know, it's like nobody's interested in marriage, and if you're not interested in marriage, you won't be concerned about supporting laws that support marriage, and this means that the degeneracy will get worse. And so eventually you might just be grateful that, you know, there are people coming to your country in order to populate it with, you know, non-bastards, right? I mean, because that's really the problem. You know, the shame has gone out of not being married, not being able to find a spouse, and, you know, it's become, you know, almost a norm now to live in mum's basement, to not have a job, to not do anything in particular, and of course you have no use to anybody at all. And that is really the problem of immigration. You know, that your government doesn't care enough about you to warn you, to say, look, if you don't like immigration, then you have to do these things, because, you know, it doesn't want to tell you that if they want you to do particular things, you'll be asking for, you know, stuff to, like, oh, well, why don't you repeal the Equality Act? Why don't you repeal the Equal Pay Act? And all kinds of things, so as to make it possible for men to support a wife and family on a single income, which is really what women want. You know, if you're going to make them happy to be housewives again, and, you know, I get the impression that this is what you want. You want, you know, what you thought your parents had, which is no longer within your reach, because you haven't even been equipped with the proper education and training. And I know that standards of education have really deteriorated, and it's deteriorated because of the because of widespread illegitimacy. Standards of education in state schools have to be progressively lowered to accommodate the badly parented children entering the school system, and it gets worse every year because nobody will address the situation, and that is really the problem of degeneracy. I was saying earlier, I was thinking to myself that it won't ever change for you lot, because, you know, you just don't care. You're happy basically to whinge about things and to blame Jews, but, you don't want to marry a woman of your own race because you don't think you can support her and her family, and it's too much trouble anyway, even if you could find one prepared to marry you. And the government doesn't care. And your women will vote for pro-immigration parties to replace you because they've given up on you. Yup, given up on you. And that is a problem that none of you will acknowledge or face. I know, what has Daniel been doing other than complaining and just not being able to deal with the issues? So what he's been saying is that, okay, he thinks I could be helpful if I didn't propose my solution of secular Quranism. But has he got a better solution than mine? No. No. Nobody has. Nobody has a better solution than me, but there is a conspiracy of silence to prevent me from propagating my ideas in the mainstream and certainly in the alt-right circles. Those of you who've watched Millennial, are you aware of any solution to the problem other than just more whinging? Not really. But as long as you can, post away, get rid of your feelings, you're happy, very, just very low threshold activities. And, then you'll feel, I've done my bit, I've been with my community, I don't need to do any more, I don't need to think things through, I don't need to say things that I'm scared to say because I don't want to be ostracized by my micro community. And I'm afraid the problem is that if you don't even have a moral system, if you don't even have a functioning moral system, you won't be able to even do the obvious thing that a child would say. Because you would be too afraid. You'd be too afraid to incur the displeasure of those around you, in breaching a taboo such as, restoring the patriarchy because, most of your associates are incels, hoping to fuck sluts, and you don't want to have to pay for a prostitute, so you would just want, just the prospect of, meeting some woman in a bar, pub, and shagging her, and that would be your hope. And you want the culture to support these practices while you complain about immigration and Jews and Muslims. So basically what you want is for everything to change, but for everything to stay the same. And there is a verse in the Quran that says, God will not change the lot of people unless they change what is in their hearts. And their hearts are full of pride and sin, and just a desire not to acknowledge that they did anything wrong, as long as there are people around them to blame. What microphone have I got? I've got the Microsoft Live Cam, that's the one. I have spoken to this Pakistani anti-Semite. I don't want to speak to him again. He's another J, really. He will be spouting the same old shit and really not be saying anything new. I just prefer to carry on moaning. and finish my stream. So if you want to join my Telegram group, do so. And I'm going to have a little snooze maybe before Tiffany comes on around 11. Thank you all for listening.